not the main guy. It's all that guy. I don't know. You guys playing around with Suno? Okay. All right. I'll head over. Oh, we got it. Yeah. The one thing that you never.
What about I don't know if Gloria can talk. I don't know if she's part of the trial. I don't think so, but she's.
Like, it makes sense if it's a.
Well, they got each other, but they were all.
Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, this is how. So he could be out. One is convicted. One is convicted. So what he is convicted of? So when he was guilty, but he did not serve. That's the miracle in a different dictionary with the plea. I guess they couldn't go against the fact that, you know, here was a coup.
Well, back there, federal.
Then he always guilty to win necessity, you know, then he got it.
What?
I know, I told you to call me if they're here or not.
Well, I'm here at the criminal court building. There is a partial verdict right in front of the So all the cameras were waiting for.
Hello everyone. I am very happy of today's verdict. I am proud of the other two girls, the other two women that testified. It was an extremely difficult journey for all of us to relive our traumas and to go through it in open court. It's a big win for everyone. Harvey Weinstein will be in jail. He was convicted 3 times on very serious crimes. For myself, it's closing of a chapter that caused me a lot of pain throughout my life. And having the prosecutors hear my story, go through all the details with me, and believe me and supporting me was extremely powerful. Not to getting into too many of details, but we don't choose our families. We get to choose our families later on in our lives. I'm so proud and I'm so happy that I have these 2 amazing women beside me, right by me, and the prosecutors who did an amazing job, who put their hearts in this case and finally put the man who deserves to be in jail again for the rest of his life. Thank you. Yes.
My name is Lindsay Goldbrum, Lindsay Goldbrum. I'm a partner at Goddard Law, Goddardlaw. With me are my client, Kaja Sokola, client and friend, and my law partner, Megan Goddard. Today's verdict is a step towards justice, even if it's not a complete one. The world heard Kaja's testimony that she was just a teenager when Weinstein assaulted her. She came forward with tremendous courage, knowing the odds, knowing the scrutiny, knowing that she was going to have to face aggressive cross-examination, and knowing that telling her story would come at a great personal cost. She testified not just for herself, but to give a voice to countless survivors, especially those who are young, vulnerable, and silenced. That Weinstein will face consequences and stay in jail is a victory for all of the brave women who testified for survivors everywhere. But the legal system doesn't always deliver complete justice, and that's why Kaja's voice and the voice of other survivors remains so essential. She may not have received the verdict that she deserved, but her truth was heard, and it helped bring down a man who believed he was untouchable. As a former prosecutor myself, I knew how hard it is to prove reasonable doubt for a crime that happened almost 20 years ago. I made sure Kaja knew it too, and she still stood in her truth, and history is going to remember her for that. I am ready to take a few questions.
Kaja, does it still feel worth it that you came forward and told your story even if Harvey wasn't convicted on Absolutely. Absolutely. Me testifying in this court is for all the women and all the young survivors who has been victims of sexual assault and domestic violence. Unfortunately, I suffered through both of these traumatic events. And I truly hope from the bottom of my heart that standing here right now will give courage to others to speak up, to don't suffer in silence. Because suffering and living with a trauma like this without sharing it with other people is like cancer. It can eat you alive. As a psychologist, I have been working with victims and with people who suffer trauma. So from both sides, I know how important it is. And that's why right now I am very happy. He's convicted, and that's all that matters. Thank you.
Kaja will not be taking any further questions, but I am available to take questions if anyone has.
Could you speak about the count that he was convicted, he was convicted on, and what sort of prison time? What exactly?
Right. Harvey Weinstein was convicted of one count of criminal sexual assault in the first degree. That's a Class B felony. He can go away for decades for what he has been convicted of today, and that is a win for survivors everywhere. He is going to be in jail for an incredibly long time, and that is a win no matter what. Any other questions?
There was a lot of talk about the Me Too movement has moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Conviction today, that has not.
The Me Too movement still has a lot of work that needs to be done. The Me Too movement is still alive and well. And there is work to be done in the court system, in the judicial system, in a system that allows things to happen that do deny survivors justice for what has been done to them. But that work is still going to be done. And the movement is going to fight continuously, and we are going to charge forward. All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
showing of her.
God bless America.
Who else is coming down? Gold Square? I'll try very specific. Gold Rock Stairs.
We're waiting for Miriam Haley. At the very least, Gloria Allred, I think. Gloria Allred and Miriam Haley. Yeah. 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 New York Times.
I'm so
Who are we hearing?
Jack Right.
Yeah, that was what you were saying.
Come on. What's wrong with you? Guys, get in the pen.
In the pen.
I'm very, very happy to say that my client, Miriam Haley, who testified so courageously for 5 days this time?
4 days.
4 and 1 day, making it 5, in the first criminal trial. In the first criminal trial in New York, Mr. Weinstein was convicted of a criminal sexual act against Mimi. Based on her testimony, corroborating evidence, he was sentenced to 20 years on the charge against Mimi. That conviction was set aside by the New York Court of Appeals, which is the highest court in New York. The district attorney of New York County decided to retry this case. The prosecution then asked Mimi, would she testify again? She thought about it a long time. It was a difficult decision. But she finally decided to do it because it was in the interest of justice that she do it. This time especially, the cross-examination was brutal, vicious, ugly. But she held her head up high, and she endured it, and she answered truthfully, under oath, which, by the way, is more than Mr. Weinstein did, because he invoked his Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination, which he had a right to do, and did not testify at all. The real hero of this case is Miriam Haley, because he was convicted not once but twice based on her testimony. For those of you in the press who have predicted that the Me Too movement might be dead, that obituary was obviously premature, and I don't think it applies at all, based on my experience as a lawyer for almost 50 years. in women's rights. But what I want to say is Mimi is here with us today. We thank all the celebrities who spoke out across the country, across the world. But I'm going to say the person who is the real hero of this case is Mimi Haley. And Mimi's going to make a statement, then we'll answer some questions.
Thank you. Thanks, Gloria. Okay, I've prepared a statement. I just want to say that I'm so grateful to the jury. The defense set a very disruptive and chaotic tone from the very beginning of this trial, which I suppose was meant to distract the jury from undeniable facts. And I'm so grateful that they saw through the nonsense and the antics. Testifying in the face of constant disruptions, victim shaming, and deliberate attempts to distort the truth was exhausting and at times dehumanizing. But today's verdict gives me hope. Hope that there is new awareness around sexual violence and that the myth of the perfect victim is fading. And I hope that this result empowers others to speak out and seek justice. To those predators who still believe they can exploit, abuse, and walk away unscathed, your time is running out. The world is changing, and you will not outrun the consequences of your actions forever. To survivors of sexual assault, you matter, your story matters, your voice matters, and you're not alone. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And once we know the date for the sentencing, Mimi's going to make every effort to return to give her victim impact statement at that time. We'll take a few questions.
Any questions?
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you able to talk at all about your thoughts on the not guilty verdict?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you speak at all about your thoughts and reactions at the not guilty verdict? Kaja Sokola?
Yeah, then I don't represent that individual, Kaja, and so I don't have any comment about that. But we're very happy about the decision regarding Mimi.
Any thoughts on the jury being so divided? You know, the defense keeps calling for a mistrial in this case, and they probably will continue to do that.
It is very common for a defense attorney to call for a mistrial, which the defense has done countless times up to this point. Because, of course, they don't want Judgment Day to come. They don't want there to be a conviction of their client. I understand that. But there was a conviction. A jury unanimously found, beyond a reasonable doubt, that Mimi was the victim of a criminal sexual act in the first degree. And the first degree means that's with force. And so it's extremely significant. Any other questions?
Mimi, after testifying so many times and hearing this trauma for years, how does it feel that this process is finally?
Well, I'm just obviously relieved again. I didn't think I would be revisiting this. And I hope I don't revisit it after this. And I hope it is finally over. So I'm just, just like the first time, it's just a relief. And also, I think just in the larger picture, I think it does show that there is some lasting and real change happening in the world around the awareness of sexual violence. And so, yeah, it's just a relief all around. And I'm happy that I showed up despite some intimidation tactics of the defense. Thank you.
Yeah. I just want to say, too, that the New York Court of Appeals, when they reversed the conviction felt that Mr. Weinstein had not received a fair trial because of the testimony of Me Too witnesses. That's a colloquial term in New York. They're called Molyneux witnesses. And many states allow the testimony of, we'll call it Me Too witnesses, like in California, where I practice, as well as in New York. So some people predicted that there wouldn't be a conviction without the testimony of Me Too witnesses. Me Too witnesses are witnesses to uncharged crimes or prior bad acts. But we see that although there were no such witnesses in this case, because it was not permitted, still the jury convicted. That had to mean that they believed Mimi's testimony beyond a reasonable doubt, and so much evidence that she presented from this incident years ago. So that's awesome. We're very grateful.
Yeah.
And, do you want to say something else?
No. It was
Okay,
another
go ahead.
question.
Yes.
What was it like to see Mr. Weinstein?
You know, it was interesting that the first time I was very, very worried about how I would feel seeing him in court, and this time I was worried again. I just didn't know what to expect in terms of what would come up. The first time it was something is happening. The view of Mr. Weinstein was obscured by the judge's kind of booth, whereas this time he was constantly in my view. But ultimately, you know, when I was finally in there, I really didn't feel anything. I felt very little, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay. One last question. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Yeah, hi, Gloria. Yeah. Can I go back to you?
Hi, sorry, I'm Madeline. I talked to Miriam last
Okay. Okay. Here we go.
Hey, it's Henry calling. Hey, are you for today down there? Okay, hey, I am nobody's looking for Weinstein. Okay. Alright, yeah, I'm just sending I'm gonna stick around and come out to get some food and get them out and I'm gonna tell Thanks, Kevin. Thanks.
I'm going to try to leave. Yeah. All right. On conclusion, right. Who else would come out? All right. I got to set up a live shot.
Are you trying to get on the way out? If Harvey's not coming out, are you trying to get on the way out?
I think we got him already.
Shot listed too?
Screw the victims, though.
Y'all think the Harvey's coming out?
Y'all do what?
Y'all think the Harvey's coming out anytime soon?
No, the attorney went up the back already.
Oh.
They can't talk anyway.
Was Annabella Shiara here or was Annabella Shiara here?
I don't
They were among the more noted victims. I know them.
I didn't see him.
Well, they testified at the first trial anyway. I don't know about this one.
Yeah.
I want to be on the news, bro.
That's what you're waiting for?
I want to be on the news.
Waiting to finish my pretzel and go in there.
voy a dar una conferencia de prensa.
no. Bummer. I can stop broadcasting in 2 minutes.